morning, Master. No, Master. Steven Seagal. Okay.
Hamster, dentist. Oh my god. We're not starting well.
Na 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 na. I would say Diamanti. It is fucking expensive. So I would say something very bad. I really love Temperance. In the
And
meantime, can we drink?
of
So,
course, yes, cheers, by the way.
cheers.
My strength is still not enough to unveil the secrets of Hermitage. If destiny will find the right way, his time will be doomed to come. My strength is still not enough to unveil the secrets of Hermitage. If destiny will find the right way, his time will be doomed to come.
Hello everyone, Nico Rocks here, and today I'm really happy to have Marco Pastorino, who is who has so many projects. Actually, I don't even know how to introduce him to you guys, but I'm sure that many of you already know him. Marco, I really don't know what to put in the title for this video, so can you please name all the bands you're in and tell me what band I should put in my title?
Okay, the problem is if you put every band I work in the past and I work in it, I think you need a lot of time to write everything. So you can say Temperance and Serenity, and it's fine it is.
Okay, right. Okay, fine. I need to tell one thing. I must admit, it's really strange to speak in English with you right now.
Yes, because we never talk in English so
That's right.
far. We only talk in Italian, and I have to say, as I told you before, your Italian is brilliant. So
Well, let's tell the audience that Marco and I have known each other for a very long time, since 2016, I think.
I think even earlier, I think.
I want to tell you these things a bit later, closer to the end, but I discovered you at Rock in Roma, actually. That was 2016, the 8th of
Okay,
June
sure.
2016. I remember
Yes.
that because it was my birthday.
Okay. Such a cool day to celebrate your birthday because the festival was very cool.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, really. I mean, I can't say that I enjoyed to the fullest because it was really hot and I was not used to open air shows under these conditions. And
Especially in Rome.
it was in Rome, yes, and if I remember well, no water was allowed, so we couldn't bring any water with us. And there were a few
Right.
people who actually passed out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it wasn't only me. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, but it was a great show. Like in terms of show, yes, it was a blast. Yes.
It was a very cool day for us because it was the very first time to play with Nightwish, and then we had the chance to share the stage with them a few months later. Because that's a very cool story. I don't know if I ever say this story in some interview, but at the end of our show, one of the guys of the management of Nightwish came to us and say, "Guys, you did a fantastic show, a brilliant show. We are talking about a new show in Italy in a couple of months, and in case if the show will happen, I will send you a message and you can be the special guest."
Oh wow.
And we said, "Okay. I mean, let's see if something will happen, but for sure we are totally open to do it." And then actually, I think 1 month later, the management of Nightwish sent me a mail message on my Temperance email and say, "Hey guys, we are going to announce a new show in Mantova, actually. And since we are doing just a short run in Europe in Italy, Spain, and whatever, for every country we will choose one band from that country. So for Italy, we really would love to have Temperance as special guest. So, and we play
Cool.
another show with them, and it was very, very cool.
It means you did a good job, really.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Uh, I have a question regarding your projects and creativity overall. With so many creative projects, you must always have an endless supply of ideas, I imagine. Do you keep yourself inspired 24/7? And if so, how? Simply how? How is that possible?
I don't know, because for me it's a very natural way, natural. It's a natural thing, and it's very natural the way I'm keep on writing stuff. Actually, every day I spend time on my phone in the middle of the day, at the beginning of the day, or at the end of the day, just recording some, I don't know. Okay, idea for a acoustic track, na 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 na, na, like this, and it's very cool. And I I never been in the songwriting process for an album because I keep on recording ideas all the time. So when I have to recording, for example, or create a new Temperance album, um, I already know which ideas I will use because maybe the name of idea is possible single for Temperance or possible long track for Temperance or whatever. So it's very cool, and actually is one of my favorite part of this music job.
Right, I see. Well, that's very interesting because I must admit what annoys me a lot is maybe it's something that is that is related to all the bands who have stricter contracts when they write something for the sake of writing, or maybe they write just because they are used to getting a lot of money, and you can tell that maybe their songs are not the same as they used to be, and maybe they would never become famous with these songs that they are writing now. I don't know, maybe that's the impression that I have, but speaking about really, really big names, let's say, and they just keep writing, writing, and writing, and they feel like they are writing for the sake of writing, just to produce something. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the impression that I get. And I always
I
think
mean,
to,
go,
yeah,
go.
yeah, I always think to myself, rather than producing albums every year or every other year, I just maybe spend the good 5 years coming up with great ideas rather than producing a lot of music just for the sake of producing. Do you think this could be true?
I mean, I can speak just for myself because for everyone is a different story, even not only for musician, but for artists in general, for writer. For example, I read tons of stuff about Stephen King and he used to write in a compulsive way every day for tons of hours because he really needs to write, is inside of him, and he needs to go on and write and write and write. Um, I don't have this thing because I mean it's inside of me, so I need to um, took some ideas there or some music that are inside of me and put it on music. But that doesn't mean that I really need to release it. And for example, every time I have a new song, uh, I'm at least writing and recording the song even on my laptop or whatever because I think it's a good song. I don't want to write a song just because I need to write it, but just because I think it's a good song. Um, as I said before, for every musician is different. Maybe for someone they really need to write to release an album, also to make some money. Um, for someone needs just a few months, other musician needs 2 3 4 years. For example, we just talk about Nightwish. I'm a very big fan of Nightwish, and I really impressed by the way Thomas is keep on doing his job because you can notice that he's totally into his own music, and he doesn't care if fans of other people don't like his music. There are tons of drama about it because in the
Yeah.
last album on Nightwish is very experimental, I would say. For me, it's very creative and this kind of stuff is inspire me still now a lot, and it's very cool. And you can notice that he's totally into his own music.
Yeah, maybe when you're Nightwish, you can afford yourself to experiment the way you want, and you don't feel any limits.
Mm.
Yeah, experiment wise, not sure, but okay. Um, well,
In the meantime, can we drink?
of
So,
course, yes. Cheers, by the way.
cheers.
What you drinking?
So actually, in the last weeks, and I would say the last months, I've been home not a long time, so I only had some wine and some beers at my place. But to be honest, in the last years, I I stopped to drink as much as I drank in the past. Now I'm drinking just few beers because usually, especially on tour, you have a very long day. Um, Usually on tour, I don't drink at all. And even during festival, maybe okay, one beer with some friends, that's it. But 10 years ago, even before Temperance, with my former bands, we used to drink 5 or 6 beers for all show. And in a tour, it's a little bit dangerous sometimes.
Well, yeah, but it's rock and roll life, let's say. So there is always
Sure.
alcohol involved
That's
somehow.
it's, but it's a cliche that I think is not like this anymore. Uh, because I mean, I know some people more into alcohol than me, but compared to 10 or 15 years ago, it's totally different now.
Yeah, sure, it's changing, but it's also true that maybe not that I want to offend anyone, but getting older, we start drinking less alcohol. We kind of start to appreciate our health a little more. So it
Sure,
might be
sure,
also the
totally,
age
totally.
factor at the end of the
Sure,
day. I guess I used
sure,
to drink, I used to consume much more alcohol in the past, especially when I was a student, for example, but also these days
exactly.
I don't drink that much, only during the video chats. I have
So
a good excuse.
that's the reason why you are booked
I
in
have a
interview
good
every
excuse because
day.
no, well, you know what? I don't like drinking by myself. I know that in Italy there is this habit. Well, again, not everywhere, but for example, drinking wine for dinner, for example. I personally know people who drink wine just for dinner. To me, wine is more like a celebratory drink.
Okay,
You need a reason to drink wine. So and I can't drink alcohol alone. And same thing also for desserts. I can't eat cakes by myself. I can't eat anything sweet by myself because I feel too guilty ruining my body myself. I need
okay,
someone to keep company. So same with alcohol. So if I need to if I want to indulge myself into something vicious, then I'd rather do it with someone else. So thanks for
okay.
turning
It
me
makes
for a
sense. Actually, it
beer.
makes sense.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Speaking about inspiration and creativity, your Instagram says that you're also a dreamer. So what do you dream about?
Uh, about everything. Sometimes in Temperance, there are guys. There they used to say, for sure I'm a dreamer, but I mean, in general, I'm a very positive guy. I'm, I used to see the good side of every story because, I mean, sometimes I feel that tons of people, they're not feel lucky as they are. And I think actually I'm very lucky in my life. I have the chance to write my music, to release my music. I'm playing, especially with Temperance, but even with Serenity, with some of my best friends, and there's nothing like that in life. So I'm very lucky, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a dreamer, because you can build up your own happiness, in my opinion, and uh, and I have to say that we are very as Italian, I feel like we are very lucky, as I said before, compared to, I don't know, from to other people in this crazy world nowadays. And we are very lucky to be here and not in other places nowadays.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie, Marco, from all of your projects, I mainly follow Temperance. So I'm gonna
Okay?
ask you questions mainly about Temperance and yourself today, okay?
Sure.
So, where does the name Temperance come from?
Okay, if I receive 1 single euro for every time someone asks me this question, I will be rich.
I know what it means, but I wonder how. How did you come up
Uh,
with such a name for the band?
Actually, it's coming from the Divine Comedy because when I was younger, I mean, I think around 12 years ago, I used to read some stuff in English, especially because the Divine Comedy is quite difficult to read, even in Italian. It's very
Yeah,
difficult.
why did you read
But
it in
if
English?
you no, for sure not. But I read just some information about the Divine Comedy, and there was the meaning of temperance, and I was very interested in that, and I thought it was a very cool name for a band because for sure I am my attention is 90% of the time on music and my project and my bands. So and I thought, okay, if I will have a new band, maybe Temperance is a very good name.
Okay, just because you like the word
Also the meaning of the word,
or
yes,
the
but
name.
I was
Okay.
very I was totally into this when I read stuff about the Divine Comedy. That's the reason why I choose this name.
Okay. When I heard the name for the first time, I was like, okay, at first it sounded like Evanescence to me, like Temperance, Evanescence. Somehow I made
Ah,
this
okay.
connection in my head, even though you guys, well, the genre is quite different anyway, but somehow, anyway, female fronted,
Sure.
at the
I
time, I
never
was,
thought about that,
oh,
honestly.
really?
No, that's cool. I really like Evanescence. Evanescence or Evanescence? What's the right pronunciation? I had no clue.
Evanescence.
Evanescence.
Yes, Evanescence.
Evanescence, okay.
Yes, yes.
Because in Italy we used to say Evanescence.
I know, and you know what? I actually wanted to ask you because I also happen to hear temperance. Have you heard of that too? No, don't
Only in
worry. I thought it
Italy.
was only me who heard it just once, and I thought, no, nobody else can do that. Just only one person that I heard from. No, seriously. No,
Temperance.
no. Please, guys, learn
But
something.
only in Italy by Italian people. I mean, not tons of people, but
Of
few
course.
people during the years told me, I really love Temperance. Okay.
No, I can't believe that. No, I hope that
Uh,
after this video, everyone will pronounce temperance correctly.
no, but I have to say, it was at the beginning. In the last, I would
Okay,
say, 5 years, no one say Temperance.
right. Okay. Now, a question about singing. In one of your interviews, you mentioned that you learn how to sing just by singing along to your favorite songs, right? So no academic
That's right.
background. How is it possible to
No.
learn to sing like you without a vocal coach?
I have to say that the only time in my life I studied music was when I was 11 years old till 14 years old because I studied classical guitar, and then for years I studied a little bit of harmony and stuff like that for guitar and for music in general. But then I think the real training for me was to play with tons of different people, even when I was younger, when I was just a teenager, so long time ago. But then I and keep on playing with tons of different musicians, and I have to say that for me, one single show it means more than 6 months in a rehearsal room. That's the key, in my opinion. And I did tons of shows in my life, and every time I'm trying to take something from all good musician I'm sharing the stage. So but in every tour I learned something about, especially for vocals, to keep the voice in a good way, in a good shape, I would say. Um, and even to learn the limit of my voice, because back then when I was 16 and I started to sing, my favorite singer was Michael Kiske, or Michael Kiske, Michael Kiske, I think, from Halloween, the
Okay.
German guy. But his voice actually is totally different than mine, completely different. And back then I thought, okay, I will try to sing this song, and I will be able to sing like him. But it's impossible because we have a totally different vocal range, and you have to figure out this. I think that's one of the key, in my opinion. Sometimes it's very easy if you think about that, because if you have a different voice, you cannot sing like, for example, Giacomo Voli, because you told me you did the interview with him. If you have a different voice, you cannot sing like him. You have to create your own voice based on your vocal range and even your experience, because you can build up something more, and you can develop your skills or whatever.
Yeah, sounds like you've learned the hard way to not just learn how to sing, but also discover your voice, discover your limits, discover your capabilities.
Sure.
If perhaps if you had a vocal teacher, you would have discovered that sooner, probably.
Uh, it's a
Yes and
very
no.
difficult topic. No, it's a very difficult topic because I never studied with any vocal teacher. Um, I know tons of very good musicians and seems like very good vocal teachers, especially. But especially in the last years, it's it's a difficult topic because
Okay,
now
okay.
I would say something. No, I would say something very bad, but I feel that there are tons of teacher out there, vocal teacher, that are vocal teacher just because they have to pay the bills, but they're not real vocal teacher. So when I see some very good musician and even very good vocal teacher, I would say, for example, my good friend Gabriele Gozzi is with me with Falling Century and other stuff. In my opinion, is one of the best singer in Italy, actually. Very underrated, in my opinion. And as far as I saw, is a fantastic vocal teacher. And if you want to learn something and uh, learn some skills, new skills, you have to go. You have to study with a guy like him, and not just with some, I would say, influence that share maybe some stuff on Instagram, and they have really no clue about the way to keep your voice on tour, in studio, or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not very easy to find someone that can teach you something nowadays, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can totally get that because you might know how to sing, but it doesn't mean that you are a good teacher. And
Sure,
you need
exactly,
certain
exactly.
qualifications. And even if you are qualified, still doesn't mean much because also there is some kind of chemistry between the teacher and the student. Not all the students
Sure,
match the same teacher. And I can totally get that because there are a lot of people around there who speak English perfectly well and they think that they know how to teach. Or native speakers, for example, they sell themselves just because they're native speakers. And there are a lot of students out there who are totally convinced that as long as he or she is a native speaker, they will be able to teach me English better than those who are non-native speakers. And that's a big fallacy as well. And yeah, sometimes there is this, yeah, also the problem in this business, let's say, because
mhm,
the good experienced and qualified teachers who might want to charge a little more, which is also fair because they are well experienced teachers.
Totally.
There are those people who say, oh, but there is that guy who charges only 10 euros an hour. Okay, then go to that guy. I mean, yeah, so I bet that there
But
is,
that,
yeah.
for example, that's one of the reasons why, for example, in the last years, um, tons of people reach me on social medias or whatever and ask me to teach them the way to sing. But I'm not a vocal teacher, and I used to say no to everyone, and I say, okay, thank you so much for your message, but you have to go. You have to study with a proper vocal teacher and not with me because honestly, I can try to tell you something about my experience, but your voice is totally different. So probably I have no clue about your voice. You have to go with a proper teacher and not with me.
That's a very honest thing to do. I face the same things with translation. People sometimes think that if I speak different languages, I am also a good translator, but I'm not. I'm not qualified to translate.
Okay,
I'm not a professional translator. It's something that I don't necessarily like to do. I can maybe proofread something, but I wouldn't do it for money anyway. Yes, and
sure.
yeah, there are people out there who simply don't understand that. Anyway,
No, but that's the thing. For example, I'm sure that the people that maybe was in touch with me in the last years for sure could be a good money for me because I mean, if I will have 10 people that every week will pay me a fee to teach them something, for sure will be good money. But I'm not very interested in that because I'm not able to do it. So
yeah, right. Okay. I have a question um, about the latest album. From
mhm,
what I've understood from one of the interviews, you also wrote the lyrics for the latest album, right?
yeah.
Okay, you're not really a lyricist from what I've gathered, but you're trying to sell. Okay, and it might be a silly question to ask a metalhead, but how come this passion for Japanese culture?
Okay, first of all, I have to say that I'm not totally into lyrics because I don't think I'm the best lyricist ever. That's the thing. And for Temperance, for example, I think Michele is much better than me on writing lyrics. But for the latest album, I wrote the lyrics and Michele helped me a little bit with some English mistakes because even his English is better than me. But I wrote a story for this album since it's a concept album. So it was quite obvious to write even the lyrics taken from the book and the story. And I remember the question, sorry.
Yeah, I was asking you how come this passion for Japanese
For
culture?
Japan, for Japan.
Yeah.
Mm, so Japan is one of the best country, one of my favorite country we play with because it's a fantastic place, great culture, and even the fans. It's another world. You cannot compare Japan with US, Europe, or whatever because it's totally different. Seems like it's another world, and every time you play there, you you feel like a real rock star from 80s or 90s because maybe there's some people at the airport or whatever just in front of your hotel with tons of CD or vinyl ready to sign it in the morning when you go out for breakfast or whatever. And but it's a fantastic country, and I had this idea to write a concept album about a story. One of the first time I've been there to play in Japan, in this temple in Tokyo, and I have this sort of vision, and I start to write something, and and then we try to connect not only Japan, but because the album is called Hermitage. Hermitage is a place, is a fantastic word. So, but we try to do a sort of connection between New York, because the main character of the concept is from New York, and then Japan, and then this fantastic world. So we didn't talk for real about Japan in the album, just in a couple of tracks, and that's it. But it's a fantastic country and fantastic people there.
Yeah, they are famous for being fanatics of literally everything, and they really like metal, especially power metal, from what I've understood. And yeah, I think it's amazing. You're right. There's probably no other crowd in terms of metal that would be so passionate about this kind of nerdy stuff, power metal. Yeah.
I think it's different because as far as I heard from some friends of mine, even Latin America, it's very crazy for
Also,
power metal, but
oh
in a
yes.
totally different way. Because in Japan, even if you're playing for 1,000 people, they're not extremely loud because for their culture, they're totally different. If you'll go to play in Latin America, or even in Mexico, in front of 100 people, seems like you are playing in front of 3,000 people. So it's crazy. But in Japan, it's a very special thing for us, and every time we are going there to play, it's a special moment.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think that your tour experience is so rich that it deserves even another video chat. But let's just speak about it a little more. So you've traveled the world, you've seen a lot of places, you've met a lot of metalheads. And I have a question related to cultural musical exchange in particular. So, is there anything that you think the Italian metal scene should adopt from other countries? And likewise, is there anything that other countries should adopt from the Italian metal scene?
I don't know because, for example, I really love to play in Italy every time because um, Italian crowd is very loud, and we have tons of passion for music, and
That's
that's
true.
very cool. Even more compared to other countries in Europe, for example. If you go in, I don't know, in Germany, or I would say Austria, or I don't know, even France. It's for sure in every country it's cool, but in Italy we are even louder. So, and for a musician, it's extremely important. And I don't know if we can take something from other culture because, for example, as I said before, Japanese people, they're not very loud. Um, in their culture, they're very respectful for the bands, for music. I never been in Latin America. I've been in Mexico. In Mexico, they are extremely loud and totally into your music, and I was extremely surprised to see all the people knew all the lyrics, even more than us sometimes.
Oh,
So it
yes.
was very very cool. So I don't know because there's something cool in every culture, in every country. If you'll go in Scandinavia, they're into the show, but they're not very loud. If I'll go in Spain, they are extremely loud, even if they are 40 people. So for every country, there is something different, but that's the beauty, even that's the beauty to travel the world, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, right, I see. Okay, your touring biography with Temperance in particular is truly mind-blowing because you guys, you've supported so many famous bands. Let me just list them. Slipknot, Rhapsody, Nightwish, Epica, Apocalyptica, speaking about rock and Roma again. Um, Within Temptation, Tarja Turunen, oh my god, and many, many others. Could you tell me, and also perhaps the newer bands, the emerging bands who are at the start of their career, what you need to do to convince such famous bands to have you on tour?
I think nowadays, if I had to compare, for example, Temperance 10 years ago and a new band now, something it's easier and something it's even more difficult. Because, for example, nowadays, you can push social medias, and was not possible, I think, 10 years ago, because I even don't remember if there was Instagram 10 years ago. I don't remember,
I
but
think there
uh,
was, but it wasn't that popular. Perhaps it was just for
exactly.
photos, but not as much for
Okay.
promotion.
You're right. You're right. So I think the music world is changing year by year, and if you will ask me the same question in 1 year, I will change my answer. But nowadays, you have to create your community even before to sign with a label, in my opinion. And then, if you will be able to create a community, some label, some booking agent, some agency will come. But you have to create something on your own before. And then, if you have something good, something will happen.
All right.
I'm a dreamer, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's very interesting because I've heard some rumors. Again, there is no way I can check it myself. It's just the rumors level. I've heard that to be able to open for such bands as Slipknot, for example, you need to have a lot of money. Like you need to pay them. So, is it true that at the time Temperance also had to sacrifice financially and to be where you are right now? No, that's not true.
No, even because I mean, for sure. For example, when we play with Slipknot, we play with them, but for a very simple thing. Because the year before, we support Within Temptation, and back then we were the support band that sold more merch in the entire year. So then the agency called us again just 1 week before Slipknot show, because the opening band canceled the entire tour, and they had no band to put at the beginning of the show, because it was the opening band and at the gates and Slipknot. For sure, I mean, if I have to come back in time, there's no sense to play there, because for sure you're playing in front of thousand. I think it was almost 10,000 people, so a lot of people. But Slipknot fans really don't care about melodic metal stuff.
Yeah, that's why I was asking myself how did that happen?
As I told you, just because the year before with the
Yeah.
same agency we sold a lot of merch, and they thought, okay, let's try to call this band again. That's the only reason. I think there's a sort of misunderstood between investment for young bands, or even to go on tour. The thing is, if you'll go on tour, for example, even with Taria, if you'll go on tour, for sure you have some cost. But even if you'll go out, I don't know, from Milano to Rome, but even for holidays, you have some costs, because you have to pay you
Of course.
for your own car and whatever. So it's if the tour is 1 month longer, so you have to pay a lot, especially nowadays, for fuel, highway, and whatever. And for sure, you have to rent a van if you have no money to travel with a nightliner, because even a nightliner after COVID is fucking expensive. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to travel Europe with a nightliner, you have to spend a lot of money. You can, for sure. For example, to be honest, we travel with a van just because we had no money to travel with a nightliner, and me and Luca, the best player, we drove all the time, because it was the only way to do the tour. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, if we have to spend 2,000 euro every day for a nightliner, it's impossible.
Yeah,
But
I know that
manage.
sometimes musicians need to drive a van. Yes. Especially I can imagine if you have concerts all over Germany. That's basically the map of Europe. So Yes.
Yeah, but it was a very long tour because we played Italy, Spain, but even Scotland. So can you imagine? So,
Yeah. But then you might also need to pay the sound guy, the
sure,
merch
sure,
guy.
sure.
You need to stay in
Exactly,
hotels,
because they are
Airbnb,
doing
whatever.
their job, so for sure you have to pay them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Right. Um, yeah. Well, that's very interesting. And do you remember the band that was supposed to open for Slipknot, but then they canceled the tour? Just out of
I think
curiosity.
I think was a band on Roadrunner, the label, but actually don't remember. But I even don't know if this band is still on
Hmm.
now. I don't remember, but was not a very metal band. Probably that's the reason why they put Temperance instead of this band, because it was a
Hmm.
modern band, but with clean voice and something like that.
Okay, I see. And the agency that called you eventually was the booking agency, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right, I see.
I will run away, I will let you down, hold me, take me with you, far from this world we'll be. One way alone, one way of fate, your life unfolds. I will run away, I will let you down, hold me, take me with you, far from this world we'll be. One way alone, one way of fate, your life unfolds. I will run away, I will let you down, hold me, take me with you, far from this world we'll be. One way alone, one way of fate, your life unfolds.
Having toured with so many amazing bands, you must have so many fun memories. Do you have one or two funny backstage stories that you wouldn't mind sharing?
Um, for example, I'm not a big fan of pictures with my musical heroes. I think in my entire life, I did just few pictures with my heroes, but for sure, when we played the first time with Nightwish, I had to ask Thomas to, to do a picture together because Thomas is one of my hero. So I have these very very cool pictures with me, Thomas, Empu, and Adrian from Avantasia, Adrian Cohen, because she was with us in our band party, I would say, and was very cool because I mean, uh, I used to say something to the other members of Temperance that just because music, you can do stuff and even you can travel the world, you can see places that maybe you will never be able to see. Uh, it's just because music that I've been in US, I've been in Tunisia, for example, I've been in Mexico, Japan, tons of times. Because without music, probably there's no way to do it.
By the way, speaking about Tunisia, you performed with Mark Jansen, right? If I remember well.
Yeah.
How did
So,
that
I,
happen?
because back then, I think 8 years ago, I played, I think, 10 shows with a Tunisian band as singer because their singer was not available to do these shows. And the guitar player is a good friend of mine. And so he called me to do these shows instead of the original singer. And it was me on vocals. It was Timo Sommers from former guitar player of Delay, and we did a special event in Tunisia with Timo, with me, with Mark Jansen, and even Laura Macri. It was very cool.
Wow.
Mm.
You are lucky indeed, as you said before. I have
Of
not.
course, I'm very lucky. I told you before.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add to this, really. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe that's another reason why people, especially fans, have these kind of rumors because they can't believe that luck, and so they're like, "Oh, you probably you must have paid or something like that." So I don't know. Again, it's just the rumors.
I don't know, honestly. And I never thought about that because I mean I'm totally focused on my own stuff, and
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I and I really don't care what people are saying. So I have no clue.
Yeah, speaking about the level of, bothering what people are saying or not, I can't not ask you this question, which is related to the lineup change. Uh, there is no denying that you've been receiving some criticism regarding this matter, and you've even been compared to Nightwish for this reason. And so, how do you deal with this criticism? It's just something that I remember from reading your comments. You know, every time you announce the lineup change, and there are all those negative comments. How do you deal with that criticism, if you do?
I mean, first of all, I'm I think I'm old enough to go through all the criticism, and it's fine like that, honestly. And I still think that nowadays people are extremely addicted to social medias and to share their opinions. But honestly, I'm not, because I still think that the real life is outside social medias.
Sure.
Social medias it's a good way to promote your stuff as a musician.
Yeah.
And for example, for me, social media it's a cool thing to discover even more bands, or maybe to talk with some good friends of mine that are not close to me. But beside that, I don't know. It's part of the game. You have to
Yeah.
be totally open to read some bad stuff, but at the same time, sometimes when there's some review of Temperance and some people, uh, maybe they will tell me, "Hey Marco, you know the new album is the best album on the history of music." So again, even on this side, I think it's too much because I mean, best is I'm quite honest, and Hermitage, Jupiter Moons, Diamante, or whatever are not the best um, albums in the history of music, because otherwise the feedback for us will be different. There's no Pink Floyd, there's no Led Zeppelin, there's no Elvis anymore. So, but it's part of the game. So you have that side, you have some people that complain that you are not liking the first album, and your songs are too long or are too short, are too cheesy, are too difficult. On the other hand, you have people that will say, you are the best band in the world. So it's part of the
Exactly.
game.
Speaking about albums and new stuff, do you have any upcoming projects, any updates?
So now with Temperance, we are going to play the last show of the year in a few days. Actually, I don't know when you will share this interview, but we'll play one more show in a few days, and then mm, will be that's it for this year. But next year we'll come back with other shows, other tours for sure. Um, but I will go on tour on September 20 with Serenity on Europe, supporting Battle Beast, and will be a very cool tour. And next year we'll tour again with Serenity, so we have tons of stuff, tons of tours to do.
Hmm. Very busy as usual, I can see.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Well, I know. Well, Zoom is not really social media, and we are not in real life anyway. But
Sure.
I wanted to share with you my feelings regarding Temperance and regarding lineup change. If you don't mind, I just wanted to take the
Sure, sure, sure,
opportunity. As I told you
sure.
before, I discovered you guys in June 2016 at the Rock and Roma, and you hit me really hard, I must admit, because I had no expectations from the opening band. I was like, Temperance, I don't know who they are. I'm there for Epica and Nightwish, not even for Apocalyptica at the time, but also Apocalyptica hit me hard. But anyway, what I wanted to say that I was living in Genoa at the time, and my contract there was about to end, and wasn't sure what to do next. Apart from that, I had some problems in my private life, and I was living the life full of uncertainty and vulnerability. And I think I'm totally convinced that your songs, especially the lyrics, helped me get over it. And
Okay, so cool. So cool
and
to
in the
hear.
end, I took, I think, one of the best decisions in my life. I moved to Milan, and I really think that it was also thanks to your help. And these days,
So cute.
really, and these days, when I happen to listen to those old Temperance songs, uh, I have other feelings. I'm like, oh, I used to listen to those songs back in the day when I was not feeling well, and now I listen to them with not with a laughter, but with a smile on my face, because I used to listen to them when I was not feeling well, and now it's a whole lot different story.
Can I refrain no more? Now the kid for me. Can we realize these days? The cold before the storm. All the feelings untold. Listen to me in the end, and don't tell me I'm to blame. There's something you should know. Can you hear this broken word?
And then 2 years later, it was August 2018 when you released The Last Hope in the World of Hopes. Again, you hit me hard again, because again, you knew when to release it. I was experiencing tough times in my life back in the day, and it was a time full of changes. I remember I changed the school that year, that I am still with, by the way. So again, it was one of the best decisions I could take in my life. And it was a sort of push. And also because I come from Northeast, and in Slavic cultures, there is a special meaning to the hope. We say that the hope is the last thing to die, and so that was the moment when I realized the hope died, and I had to carry on. And so you guys really helped me carry on. So who knows, maybe one day you will hit me hard again. But I'll be honest, I don't want to experience those tough times anymore in my life.
No, so
So I just hope that next time we listen to Temperance, it will be for a very good reason. But what I want to say is that despite the lineup change, I've always treated each lineup as a different project, even though you are with the same name and there is Marco there. So, but every time it's a different project to me, but it's never better or worse. It's just a different lineup, and I'm a grown up, and I understand that that's life and changes happen. So what I want to say is that of course all the songs might be closer to my heart, but that's not because I'm one of those adults who have hard times accepting changes as as people get older, but simply because I discovered you in 2016, and of course I would say that maybe the first songs, they have a special meaning to me, but then the other albums have another meaning to me, because it always depends on what I experience in my life. So that's the thing. But with this, I want to say that I'm grateful to every member of Temperance, former members and also current members. I wouldn't say that I have any particular preferences. I'm just grateful, and that's it. Speaking about.
But I would say that even if you say that you prefer one singer or one musician compared to another one, it totally makes sense. Because, for example, I have the same feeling when I think about Nightwish, because we talk about Nightwish, for example. I prefer some singers more than other singers, for sure.
Okay.
But as you said before, life is strange because maybe you have a plan and then your priority changed, and but life is going on. I mean, back then on 2016, we were still great and very inspired, and we had such a great time with our first singer Chiara. Um, Especially in the first and the second album, I think Chiara was one of my best friends because we used to go out all the time and like this. But for sure, priority change and even people change, even me, and not only other people, but even me.
Yeah.
And then when we changed singers for the first time with Michele Alessia, I think I found again one of my best, still one of my best friends, Michele. Such a fantastic guy, such a big talent in music. But the most important thing for me, such a fantastic person, such a fantastic human being. And that's the most important thing. No matter if you are the best singer in the world, or if you are the worst singer in the world, but if you are a fantastic human being, that will make the difference.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
exactly. And then I have to say, I don't wanna compare any singers, any musician, but we are very satisfied and happy about the lineup we have nowadays with Marco Sacchetto on drums and Christine Stark on vocals because uh, I really love these guys, and uh, I can I can find still some how can I say some reasons to go on with Temperance, because sometimes when you have some lineup change, you think, okay, guys, I have to restart again and again and again. But when you have such fantastic people on your side like Christine and Marco, even Michele and Luca for sure, you have even one more reason to go on, and that's the best feeling in life, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, sounds like a really nice roundup, let's say, to our conversation. But that's not everything. Um,
Okay.
how about the level of the beer in your bottle?
Almost done since 1 hour.
Okay, that's all right. Because actually, it's me who should drink a little bit because for the next part, I will need courage more than you.
Okay.
Game time!
Okay. I don't know if I'm good on game, but you can try. Okay.
You'll have to sing, just that. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to hum something. I'm going to hum some famous metal melodies. Okay, I'll do the humming. Okay.
Okay.
You'll have to guess what song it is, and then you'll sing along to my humming. Okay, we'll try.
But it's very difficult. I hope
It
there
is,
will be
but
some
it's
tracks I
something that
know.
you used to do. You used to do with your followers. I remember that. It was probably in your stories or somewhere. Do you remember that? You would hum.
No, I don't remember, but I trust you.
You would hum. I'll just remind the audience, okay, just so that everybody knows what we're talking about. In the past,
Okay.
you used to upload those short videos, probably in the stories, if I remember well, and you would ask your followers to guess the tune just by humming. You would sing
Okay.
famous tunes, not sing out, but hum the famous tunes that they had to guess.
I think maybe it was some live streaming we used to do even before COVID, probably with Michele and Alessia. Maybe during some tour, we used to do something like that on live streaming, I think.
Ah, really? But I
Could
also
be.
remember you did it alone without anyone else.
Because probably I was pissed off or Michele Alessia. No, just kidding.
Okay, we're gonna try. I selected the famous tunes, okay?
Okay, thanks.
No, also because, I'm not good at singing or anything, so I'm just going to...
But as I told you before, you can do it.
No, well, Because I used to sing along too, because I was actually on the same level as you were. I thought that by singing along to Nightwish, I would be able to learn how to sing. That was my idea back in the day when I was a teenager. And I realized
Yeah.
that because you know what? I used to sing in a school's choir when I was in a
Okay.
high school. So I felt really confident and comfortable. There were two more people that sang the same voice. There were only three of
Okay.
us from the whole choir, but I still felt quite comfortable because I was not alone. But if I have to sing alone, I think I would sing off key. But I think that I learned how to sing not off key, and now you're gonna check how musically deaf I am. If I am.
That's right.
Okay, so let's try the first one.
I have no clue actually.
Rhapsody, Rhapsody. Is it really that bad? Oh my god. I'll have to delete that.
Which song is?
Dawn of Victory.
Oh, but it's not like this.
No. No, but really, it wasn't that recognizable. Oh my god, that's not a good start.
I mean, if usually the first one is the easiest one. I hope it is not the easiest one because otherwise, because I mean, it's Gloria,
Yes.
Gloria perpetua.
Okay.
Okay, maybe
Oh,
I'm just
that's
a
not a
poor
good start.
guy, so
Oh my god. Oh my god. We're not starting well. Okay. I need to wear a crown
sorry,
of
but
shame.
it's my fault, not yours.
No, I mean, okay, let's try the second one. I thought I'll start with an Italian band, but okay.
I'm a huge fan of Rhapsody, so okay, let's go on.
Exactly. Well, okay, let's try the second one. Hang on a second, I need to remember how it goes. Okay. That was the chorus. Yes? The British
What
band.
song is?
Come on, the British band. One of the fastest guitar players in the world. He won the Metal Hammer Award.
I know this one. I know this one. So it's Dragon Force.
Yes? The
It's
most famous song by Dragon Force.
Through the Fire and Flames. Could
Yes.
be?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you sing it out? So far away.
So far away. Na, 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 na.
Yes.
The drums. Na, 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 na.
Okay.
Very cool track. Actually, I have to say my favorite album from them is the first one, Valley of the Damned.
Oh, okay. That was not
maybe
the first one.
maybe no.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I just know the song. That's it.
Was in I don't remember the second or the third album.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good.
Okay, at least we made one.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna give you a hint. The next one is from the is by the Italian band as well. Okay. Another Italian band, not Rhapsody, but a famous one. Okay.
But you think I know this band?
Yes. It's
Ah,
impossible
okay.
that you don't
Let's
know.
go.
Come on. Okay.
Okay. am very bad
Oh
on
my
this game.
God.
What's happening to me? Uh,
I honestly
Give me
thought.
another hint.
Okay, they also won an award at Metal Hammers night, Friday night, I think. It's the
Let's try
band from
again. Let's
Milan.
sing it
It's the
again.
band from Milan, I swear.
Okay, the band is Lacuna Coil then.
Yes.
But sing it again, please.
Okay. Trip the Darkness.
Actually, I think Trip to Darkness. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know the
But
lyrics?
it's not a fine, not a fine. It's not this one.
It's follow me, follow me.
Ah, follow me, follow me. Allora, let me check the Trip to Darkness. Follow me through the darkness one more time. I don't remember this one.
Okay,
It's
okay, never mind. That's all right, that's all right. We are having fun. That's the most
okay.
important thing.
Sure, exactly.
Okay, next one. Okay, this one is easier, I hope.
Let's see. I'm not able to recognize any song. Okay.
Okay.
From an Italian band. Ah, it's not Italian band. Ah, sorry. I thought it was an Italian band.
I'm sorry, I didn't tell
Can you
you.
do it
Okay, I
again?
should have
Sorry.
told you.
Okay,
Okay, one more
okay.
time.
Sorry. Yes,
Okay, it's an
please.
American band, California. Okay. Now it's an interlude. I'm not gonna
But
sing.
you, but you did this game even with other people or not?
Not really. I've played with Giacomo, but
Just with me. So
I played
to
with
mix.
Giacomo, but in another way. I danced some moves to Giacomo, and he had to sing whatever he wanted. But the reason why I'm doing this to you, Marco, is because you used to do this with the audience, and I thought it would be nice to do the same thing, but the other way around.
Probably the thing is my followers back then they were better than me because I'm very bad on this game.
No, Metallica.
uh, Metallica is Master.
Yes.
Ah, okay,
Come crawling
okay.
faster. Come on, you sing.
No, you're right. No, it's Master. No, Master, Master, Master of Puppets. Na, na, na.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one.
Actually, that's a very good idea. You have to do this stuff with all your guests.
Yeah, well, I try to do something nice at the end of the video. Maybe the end of the video is
Okay.
not maybe with everyone, but maybe just a quick yes or no question, like a quick quiz or something. But yeah, I try to differentiate. It's like, like those silly things at late night shows, like those, sometimes they do those things as well.
Can I suggest you something different?
Yes, please do.
You have to say maybe just um, uh, the first level is, for example, to say the name of a band,
Okay.
and the other guy has to sing one track, at least a few words of a track of this band in 5 seconds. And
Oh,
then at the very end of the game, you will say the title of a track and they have to sing that track. I think
ah,
it's cool, especially
oh,
with
okay.
singers.
Yes, yeah, thank you. All right, okay, okay. Good. I have a couple of more.
Okay, let's do it.
Is it okay if I torture you a little bit more?
But it's very cool. It's a very cool game, but I'm very bad on it.
Okay, okay. No, no, no. So keep in mind the fact that the title of the song was Master of Puppets, okay? The next
Okay.
one will have something to do with master again, okay? So that's a hint, okay?
Okay. So I already know the track. Okay. It's Master na na na
Yes,
na
go on.
na Steven Seagal. Na, na. Okay.
Hamster, dentist.
Hamster dentist. When I was a teenager, I watched this video 1,000,000,000 times, I think.
Yeah, we need that in our metal life. Yes, definitely.
So
Okay,
exactly.
all right, okay, next one. I think you know it because if I remember well, you also made maybe a cover to this song, like you know when you have those one take videos.
Okay, sure.
I think if I'm not wrong, if my memory serves me well,
Let's
okay,
try it.
let's try.
Give me a hint, please.
The singer is bald. That's the hint.
Ah, it's the Blind and Frozen.
Yeah!
Okay.
Did you know the lyrics?
Na 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 na. I was wrong, I can tell. Na 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 na. Blind and Frozen. Such an amazing song. It's such an amazing band.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Okay, but you guessed this one.
At least one.
No, not one. Come on. Okay, next one. I'm not gonna say anything, but you'll have to take it over because it's very easy. It's one of the most famous songs ever, okay? Metal songs.
Okay.
Yes, come on.
Okay, so if I will say anything about the stuff, you can cut this part of the video. Just kidding. No.
Okay, we'll see. Let's try. So, it's one of the most famous metal songs of all time.
Okay.
I'm laughing because I'm making fun of you right now.
What?
No, I'm bad at this. This song is half Italian, half English.
Half Italian, half English.
Yes, the chorus is in Italian. Na 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 na.
Ah, Diamanti, okay.
I should have done na 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 all the time rather than humming.
Piovono diamanti dall'oscurità, può non sembrar vero, ma questa è la realtà. Volan come alianti tra mille città, sfidando la forza che è nella gravità. Scendono come grandine senza ostilità, senza alcuna bugia. Piovono diamanti ma nella verità resta solo utopia.
But with the na it's too easy because if you will do na 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 na, I would say Diamanti.
Yeah, exactly. Can you
I think you can try one more with the na-na-na randomly.
randomly? Okay, I wasn't ready for this because this one was the last one, and I thought it would be nice to sum it up with the Temperance song.
No, no, it's very cool, but let's try to do one more, one track you want.
Okay,
Okay, let's do your favorite track ever with na-na-na.
the Temperance one.
No, 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 not even not
Oh, then
Temperance. No,
you're
no, no.
asking me a very difficult task because I don't really have a famous song.
Ah, okay. So whatever you want.
Uh, na 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 na. No, it's a difficult one. Na 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 na, and it goes like this, goes on like this, the whole chorus. I'm not a good singer, I told you.
Give me a clue about that.
It's an Italian band, but not a metal band, but they are famous. Na 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 na
It's Maneskin.
na 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 na.
It's Maneskin, right?
Yes.
Zitti Buoni could be.
Yeah,
Zitti
Didi
Buoni.
Boni.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. I made it.
Shall we try another one?
Sure.
Okay, I'm not good at it.
I think I have to put some light because I cannot see anything
Yeah, me
anymore.
too, actually. Yeah, let me
Here we are.
turn the lights on to a second.
Okay, okay.
I don't think it's got a bit better, maybe just a little bit, but anyway.
No, no, no. Now it's totally okay.
That's difficult. Okay. Na 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 na. Am I
There are
almost there?
tons of vocal lines like that, but the first one came to my mind is na 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 na. Is this one?
Yes, Fear of the Dark.
You're in the dark. Okay, okay, perfect.
Okay. I'm not that desperate.
No, no, why? No, no.
As long as I don't do na 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 off key, so
No, no, it's fine, it's fine.
okay, okay. Another one. Okay, let's do the last one, okay? Okay. Na 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 na
Last
na
talking about wolves.
na 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 na. Can you sing
Last
it?
talking about wolves.
Can you sing the chorus?
We don't need anything from you. That's the last soul in a war.
Of hopes.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Well, great, fantastic. I hope that you've had fun. Thank you so much, Marco, for joining me tonight.
Such a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks indeed. Thank you for everything. Really.
Thank you so much. I really hope to see you somewhere somehow.
Yeah, I really hope I'll be able to see you maybe at the gig very soon. We'll see.
Sure.
We'll see.